Hello and welcome to another Satisfactory video. So a while ago I made a video about secret or lesser known controls and shortcuts in the game, and with 1.0 coming out I thought I'd do an update. So this video is going to have all the secret controls as they pertain to 1.0. You don't have to worry about watching the other video. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get into it, note the controls listed at the bottom. If you ever forget or, change a keybind, whatever control that you mapped it to is going to be listed on the bottom. So I'm just going to refer to the base controls, of course, because that would apply to most people. So first we're going to talk about quick switch. So quick switch is if you are building something and either press the E key, it'll, cycle between a couple of options as my game tries to catch up. Or if you hold the E key, it'll bring up this wheel, and you'll be able to pick whatever option you want. And this works with a lot of the buildings. It even works with belts as well. It also works with things like splitters. Most things will have a sort of quick switch option, even like the catwalks and foundations. And if something has multiple materials, what you're also able to do is with the left and right mouse keys, you can switch between the materials. So we got asphalt, fix-it foundation, concrete foundation, and things like that. Next, we'll talk about alternate build modes. So alternate build modes are controlled by the R key by default. So you press and hold R. You're given the wheel options, or you can switch between, whatever options you have. So walls have Zooping. This will allow you to kind of mass construct a bunch of items at once. This works with walls. Zooping works with foundations. Foundations also have their own vertical option, since the Zooping works in the cardinal directions. And then the vertical option is just to build vertically. You can also do ladders. This is helpful in exploration once you have the ladders unlocked. If you want to climb a mountain, just build a bunch of ladders. Another type of alternate build mode is for belts. So anybody who's played this game before knows the default way to build belts. Kind of goes like this. But starting with 1.0, press the R key and change to the straight mode. It allows you to build more or less perfect right angles by default. Now you might still need the other, build mode, because sometimes, like with, if you're changing elevations, if you want to, go a certain way, it might not work the way you want it to. So we would just go like this wouldn't work, but, the old mode kind of would work. Next, we're going to talk about nudging and locking the holograms. So what you can do is, if you're building something and have a hologram, you press the H key to lock the hologram. And then again, you're given, at the bottom of the screen, there's more controls. So you're also given the option to nudge. So say I want to align this precisely behind this box. You could use the arrow keys to nudge. I hope I did that right. Yes, I did. And then now, it's going to be properly aligned. You can only nudge so far. So there is going to be like a max distance you can nudge. But it's definitely helpful if you're, trying to build something precise. And, when you're holding the control key, which is the normal, alignment button, if something's not behaving the way you want to, you just press H and, adjust it yourself. Now this one's pretty niche, but I find myself using it a lot. So say you're decorating the outside of your factory and you're like, this window, I want to try a different window. But you cannot be bothered to delete and, replace. All you need to do is hold the control key and you'll be able to replace similar type objects. You can even replace, as you can see, this is a wall. Change it into a window. If I want to change it back, you can change it back. Again, if I want to change it back the way it was, because I do like these windows. I really like using this with the conveyor walls. I love using the conveyor walls. Get things in the factory in a clean way. And it'll even work with mergers and splitters. So say you put down a merger instead of a splitter, you switch to the splitter, boom. Say you wanted it to be a smart splitter, you can change it. Same with the programmable splitter, so you can switch between them without having to dismantle. So if you've watched me play, even in this video, you'll know that I'm kind of a search bar guy. I like using the search bar to bring up stuff instead of having to, go into the build menu and use the tabs or whatever. But something else about the search bar is that it can do like basic arithmetic. So like 30 times 3 is 90, and things like that. It does division as well. So if again you can't be bothered to break out your calculator and want to, know a quick calculation, you can do that with the search bar. So this control is specific to the zip line. So if you hold down left click, you'll be able to zip line, of course, cool, whatever. Then if you let go, you'll let go of the zip line. However, if you press the right click just one time, it'll stay open, and then you'll just be able to ride like the whole time without keeping the left click button depressed. So the left click is like a hold, and then the right click is a toggle between the two, which can be very helpful, especially if you have like a long power line and maybe it's like, oh, I'm gonna hop on this power line and then it'll bring me to my other base, and then I can go to the bathroom or something in between. So these aren't really controls. I do just want to add a few notes about the customizer. So once you unlock it, if you press the X key, that will bring up the customizer. And what you can do is, and it was a little bugged for me before, but up top here, this will control sort of the default look of everything in your factory. So say I wanted to change everything to red. Change everything to red. And it is a little bugged, so like a bunch of stuff did change. Might be on the QA site or whatever, but like if I select it, it kind of changes everything. And then like eventually it might just like take some time to load or something. But if you ever want to, change the entire look of your factory, there's also like project assembly specific. So like if I want it to be shiny, make it shiny. And that's specific to the like space elevator. You can also update your finishes or change the material of, something. So like say I want these to be concrete walls. It'll just cost like whatever the material cost is to change. And then I believe for like walls you get back, whatever materials were used, otherwise. So yeah, that's the customizer. Make it blue again. Make it blue. I like this blue. Pale blue. And then now it's going to be red forever, but who's to say, It's trying. It's trying its best. It's catching up. Again, hope you found this helpful, interesting, useful, all that good stuff. I do have a couple more ideas for videos in the future, but if you have suggestions on what you would like to learn more about, please go ahead and let me know in the comments. And that's it. That's all I got. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.